Hello everybody, it's Jerod with J&J True Outdoor Adventures. Well, it's only 3 months till the 2018 West Virginia firearm season, and of course you see I had good luck last year. It's time to start doing some reloading. I shot this 8-point with 308 Winchester, 150 grain nozzle ballistic tips. But this year Jerod's hunting with a new Model 700 Remington BDL 30-06, and I've got one as well. And I have a few loads, but he doesn't have any. I mean, he's got a 30-06 semi-automatic and a 30-06 pump, but he doesn't have anything for this bolt action. He's got another 30-06 700, but it's got synthetic stock. It's, I guess you call it the ADL. But he doesn't have any rounds left, so I'm going to load up some rounds for himself, some rounds for me. I've already put brass in a tumbler, got it cleaned. I got some more brass in a tumbler, cleaning it, got the press set up. Been a long time since I've done any reloading because we've had plenty of rounds, but now it's time to get some more started. Of course, you know that's my leather crafting electronics bench right there, but there's the tumbler, and I think right now it's got 50 brass casings for 30-06. I've got the press set up over there on the bench, and that's the Lee turret press, 4-hole. And it's ready to go. It's got 30-06 dies set up in it already, and got the first 50 rounds of brass cleaned, and now I'm getting ready to start resizing them. But before I resize them, I took them through a universal decapping die, so they've all been deprimed, and I'm cleaning the primer pockets now. Then I'll lube them and start resizing them. I've got the 30-06 headspace gauge, case length gauge, out, so I can check and see. I've also got my trimmer out to trim any excess length off. So it'll take me several days to get some of these cases all worked up. Like I said, I got the 4-hole turret. There's my resizing decapping die, powder through die. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. I've got another, I've actually got this powder dispenser. I got to get the digital scales out. But there's the factory crimp die, and this is just basically a dust cover, keep dust out of that. And then of course there's my bullet seating die. There's my 150 grain nozzle ballistic tips. Most of this brass is Remington, some Winchester. I'm going to sort it. I think I'm going to load him up all the Remington brass, because I like having, I don't like to have different cases, either all Remington or all Winchester. But I've got 100 pieces of brass, 50 here, 50 in the tumbler. There's actually 50 Remington and 50 Winchester. So we'll see which actually shoots best when we go to the range. These I've already resized, cleaned the primer pocket, checked the case length. And it's good. So, but like I said, I want to measure his chamber and get him a real good accurate load worked up. So I'm gonna get over here, start up the the tumbler, which makes a lot of noise. And while that's doing that, I've got 20, 40, 60 Remington cases here that I may go ahead and get them worked up too. Don't know whether I'll load them or not, but just want to make sure me and him have plenty of ammo, and be loading these with IMR 4064, those 150 grain nozzle ballistic tips. We'll get ready here in a little bit and get some rounds worked up. Okay, here's the buck I took in 2017 in the Monongalia National Forest in Greenbrier County. And 38 years of hunting, this is the largest buck I've ever taken. Taxidermy work was done by Jesse's Taxidermy down in Scarborough, West Virginia. Does excellent work. He has done Jerod's, now mine. He's done 2 of Alvin's. I know several people really like his work. His prices are fair. Really good job. I scored the rack using Boone Crockett score sheet and cloth tape, and he scored 117 and 7/8 and had 7/8 inch deduction, so made him 117 inch. And that's not bad out of a national forest, somewhere where you can't bait, you can't put out mineral blocks or anything. Just wanted to show that too. I'm really proud of that buck. Okay, here's the brass and the tumbler. And as you can tell, let me see if I can shed more light on it. It needs, forgive the LEDs, they're about gone. It needs to be run a lot longer. Some of this brass is really tarnished. I may have to give it the bath that I normally do my pistol brass in. Okay, here I am getting ready to put case lube that I made on the brass so I can run it through the press and resize before I have to start trimming. And when you do any type of rifle brass through dies, the brass has to be lubed, or you could get a case stuck in the resizing die, and it is a mess to try to get one of those out. So you spray this on. I gotta shake it up. You just lightly spray, and then you roll each one so you can do the other side. This lube is made from lanolin, and I think it was 91% isopropyl alcohol. And you just shake it up, and like I said, you just give it a squirt, and that's it. The alcohol will dry, the lube will stay on, then you go to size them. This is the last one. Now these have all been resized. The shoulder has been set, case mouth opened. Of course, like I said, I'd already deprimed them, but they're all lubed, and I'll run them through the tumbler again to get that lube off of the casings. But that's the simple way. You got to clean your brass first. Never run dirty brass through your dies. Clean your brass first, and you don't have to use the universal decapping die to take the primers out. You can do it right here in this step, but to me it's a lot easier. Also, it's not filling this base up full of primers, and then I have to take it off the mount here, this base, this wood base. I have to take it off to dump the primers out. But lube them, clean them. And if you use the universal decapping die, it doesn't resize or nothing, so you don't have to lube them then, and it'll decap them. And then lube them. Lee makes a paste that you can take your finger and put on. I like this. You can buy, you know, already made case spray-on case lube. This is just as good. It's 2 ounces of liquid lanolin and 16 ounces of 91% alcohol. Mix it all together, shake it up real good in a spray bottle, and this has lasted me a long time. But that's what you got to do. The next step is to get this lube off, because it's sticky. I'll run it through, I've got another tumbler with corncob media. The one you've seen earlier has walnut, but this will run through the corncob media, take the lube off, give it more shine, and then I'll run it through the case gauge. I'll check it with trimming. I have several ways to trim. When it comes to my rifle rounds, I want to do it exact same for all of them. So I have the Lee shell length gauge, and once it's all clean, I can just run it through there, run that around, and like that one right there, it's not trimming anything, so it's good. But they'd all be universal, same length. And then once I do that, let's see if I can rub off some of this lube. Paper towel will take it off. Just a lot more work. This is a Dillon 30-06 headspace / case gauge. I put it in there, and you can see it sets flush. It's not sticking up above. You look at this side, the brass is not sticking up past the gauge at all, so that's the right size, and it falls in easily, falls out. So that casing is ready for after cleaning the primer pocket, which I've got the lineman case prep that does it, but I also have the hand tools, and I just sit there and clean that primer pocket out. Now this is all factory, Remington cases, Winchester cases, so there's no military crimp to have to deburr or anything. I'm just cleaning that primer pocket. And then since I don't have to do, use that trimmer, didn't trim nothing off, I just take a chamfering tool, do the inside, That's the cone shape of this. There's the inside, and then I do the outside. And the whole thing about this is not production. I want accurate rounds. So yes, I'll do a lot of it by hand. It might take longer, but I want accurate rounds, every one of them. I will painstakingly measure each casing that I fill with powder. I want to make sure each casing has the same amount of powder in every one. These are going to be hunting rounds, not just go to the range and shoot rounds. These are going to be hunting rounds, so I want case lengths the same, bullet seat depth the same primers. I want the powder to be the same amount in every one. That's the reason why, like I said, I go and pick my cases. These are going to be all Remington that I give to Jerod. I'll probably load up the Winchester for me, but I don't want no differences. I don't want him having a mixed batch. Winchester, Remington, I'm trying to think of the other brands, Hornady cases, or I think I found one that said Frontier on it. I want all the rounds I load to be the same brand case, because some cases, manufacturers of these cases, whether it's Remington, Winchester, Hornady, whoever, there may be just a slight difference in the brass thickness, so there could be a weight difference, which under, when you fire and you got your pressure, a little extra thick casing from one round to another round may throw the trajectory of that bullet. There's a lot involved in making an accurate round. So I want all my casings for a hunting round to be the same brand.